Scum Report. And here we go again. Scum Report. Hope you're having a nice Saturday morning. This is the one day of the week where Headbangers and Hooligans becomes TMZ. It's just for a day. As always, yours truly, Scummalicious. Always a lot to say. Thank you for your time. I'm just going to get right into it. I want to start real quick. Just kind of a little quick, I don't want to say shout out, but just keep the people in Southern California in mind. The wildfires, and it just sucks. Can't control Mother Nature. Thousands of people homeless, and it's never a good thing. So just kind of keep them in your mind today, and hopefully eventually they get these fires under control. Now let's get into the first real idiot I want to talk about. Not Assmaggot of the week. That's going to happen here in a little bit. But I want to Steven Seagal, okay? I have to talk about this fucking moron one more time. Of course, another woman came out, said that he sexually assaulted her, and the guy has a history of it. He's had a bunch of cases dismissed, which shouldn't be surprising. Anybody with money can get away with a lot of shit. But you can just go to his Wikipedia page and read all the shit that he's been that he's went to court over. A lot of them have been dismissed, some of them haven't. But remember, where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's always a shitload of smoke around this guy. And honestly, it started in 1990. He settled out of court with 3 or 4 actresses, I believe. I didn't get all their names. To stay quiet about sexual harassment. He paid them like $50,000 a piece. Why would you pay anybody money if you're not guilty of doing something? And then there was another 4 after the payouts. Another 4 actresses that said, shocker, he made sexual advances at them also. And he had this thing where when he was shooting movies, he would always invite some of the actresses over late at night to, I guess, talk about the script or whatever. And of course, he would do something sick and fucking disgusting. 1995, he had another case dismissed against a lady by the name of Cheryl Schumann. She said he beat and raped her. And it got dismissed. But there's just too many people that keep talking about him and bringing all this bad behavior up. There's just got to be some truth to it somewhere. That's just how I feel about it. But it's not just that. And trust me, that's bad enough. All that shit, he's a fucking sexual predator. Bottom line, that's not an argument. On top of being that, he's just a fucking lying piece of shit. He's a citizen of Russia, and I know I mentioned this a couple months ago, I think. But we really don't need to hear any of his political views about our country. He doesn't live here anymore. He's not a citizen. He is a citizen of Russia, so he can just stay there in the cold and suck on Putin's balls all he wants. Just shut up. I don't care about any of his political views. He's a fucking idiot. This guy, he makes me sick to my stomach. Started with his movies. I hate all of his movies. You know, and I know I mentioned this before too. Going to a bar and beat the shit out of 20 people. And in between, you know, getting somebody in a headlock or bashing somebody's face against a chair, there's always like a one-liner, you know. Ooh, nice move. Bam. Or he would say, whatever. Oh, well, I got something for the pretty boy. Bam, you punch the guy in the face. And to me, I don't know, over and over, he's like, you know, he was in competition with Van Damme at the time, who was the, you know, tougher guy, who was the, who had the better movies. Neither one of them. Seriously, I think they both suck. That's just me. But he's a bully. You know, he did that thing with John Leguizamo, the actor. I can't remember the name of the movie. He scared the shit out of that guy, though. You know, and he thought he was joking at first. Then he realized, man, this guy's serious. He's going to fuck me up. And he lies about the martial arts thing. Who knows what training he has in any of them. Said he met Bruce Lee and his kid. Come on. And you could go on YouTube and there's a whole video on there. It's like a 15-minute video describing every lie that he has said. And it never ends. But I just to have his name come back up again this week shouldn't be a shocker. And I know we're all getting kind of burnt out on the whole sexual predator shit in Hollywood. It sucks. It's sickening. I just, one more time, I had to bring him up and call him out. He deserves it. It's that simple. And the next idiot, Roger Goodell. $200 million. That's what the NFL is going to pay him. And there is a great article by Bleacher Report, and it's entitled, Do Your Job Better. And if you get any time, you should go check that article out. It's pretty good. It basically, the writer wrote everything that he did wrong. Bountygate, wrong. Deflategate, wrong. Remember? I don't even like the Patriots. I can't stand them. I'm sick of that fucking team. But to suspend a guy for 4 games because of air, the amount of air in a football, how fucking stupid is that? And remember all the time that was spent taking that case to court. How much money was spent on that? And isn't there more important shit that the NFL should be investing their time in, like the head trauma CT thing? You got Ray Rice wrong by waiting a year to deal with all the NFL protests. Players hate him, fans hate him. Jerry Jones didn't want him back as commissioner. He wanted to undercut him. He wanted to get him out of there. $200 million in a private jet. And this is another one that I've talked about quite a bit, and I'm really not trying to beat a dead horse on this, but he has to be called out. What does he do? Nobody needs to make $200 million a year, especially a fucking guy that does nothing. He really doesn't do anything. The Ezekiel Elliott, the player that got suspended for the domestic violence policy, that is a fucking joke. That's another thing. If you get the time, go read that thing. There's no consistency on the punishment with domestic violence, and I'm not saying that it shouldn't be addressed. I'm glad they're finally doing something. Fuck them guys. I think 6 games, it should be a whole year. And then the next time something comes up, you're done. You don't get another shot at this shit. It's fucking millionaire. And I get it. Millionaire players. Sorry. I get excited sometimes, don't finish my sentences. I know their bodies take a toll. And the concussion thing is a big deal. And I'm glad they're taking steps to make the game safer. But they are still making a lot of money. It is a privilege to play in that league. And a lot of players don't get that. And it just, the way they do it though, it is so wrong. Back to Ezekiel Elliott. Gets suspended for 6 games. Roger Goodell didn't even appear at any of the hearings. He's ahead of it. He has all control over that because the players let him do that on the last contract. That got voted in. Roger Goodell has the power over every decision like that. And that's the problem. The NFL shouldn't be involved with legal matters. Once a player is convicted of the domestic violence issue, then you hand it to a third party, and let them deal with it. But the bottom line is, it's too soft. That's a one-time thing. You get a whole year. You don't play another game. And then, if you fuck up again, you're done. That's how you send a message. Okay. Nothing sends a message when you get paid $200 million to sit on your ass and ride in your fucking private jet. I fucking can't stand him. I can't. I'm sorry. It's just fucking sickening. And a little early, maybe. But it's kind of a double Assmaggot of the week. Yeah. I really like the sound of that guitar riff, actually. I know it's very simple. I'm patting myself on the back. I have to, because nobody else is going to do it. Anyway. We all know about Danny Masterson. He's the guy that was on the 70s show. He was on a Netflix show called The Ranch, which actually, by the way, not a bad show. I didn't think I'd like it. I really didn't. I watched some of it on Netflix. It's pretty funny. Sam Elliott's funny, and even Dipshit is funny. Can't think of his name. Who was on the 70s show, Ashton Kutcher. You know, he's kind of a fucking annoying guy to me. That's just me. You know, I know a lot of chicks think he's hot and all that shit. I know, he plays the same part over and over, right? Anyway, he's even funny on there. But this Danny Masterson fuck, alright? He got Netflix, found out 4 women accused him of rape, kicked him off the show. And I don't have a problem with that. All these people are bitching, oh, way to go, Netflix. Anytime some woman screams rape or sexual assault, you don't even hear the other side. You know what? No. You don't. And I know that's not fair, but fuck him. Dude's made plenty of money, you know. And I guess later on, if they found out that these women are lying, maybe they have to pay him extra money or something. I don't care. I don't have a problem with it. Gotta start, you know, as much as we hate all this shit, every week somebody new getting accused of all this shit, you can't fuck around with it. That's the way to do it. But he's a Scientologist. So right there, to me, he shouldn't even been allowed on the show in the first place. I'm sorry, these Scientologists are a bunch of fucking idiots. And I don't need to tell you how stupid that religion is. Just go to Wikipedia and that book Dianetics. You know, the volcano and fucking alien fucking genes being sprouted out from a volcano eruption. It's so fucking stupid. I can't believe that these actors, that these celebrities would even believe shit like that. But then again, you know what? All you gotta do is watch some of the movies they make in Hollywood, and it makes sense. Because they really think highly of themselves a lot. And what do we get? Well, we pay a lot of money for shit. That's what happens a lot. That's just my opinion. Anyway. So Scientology claims that they never knew about any of these rape accusations. But Fox News, and I know, listen, I get it. They're super conservative. But, I mean, not everything they say is bullshit. Some of it is. It's ridiculous. Like, CNN is totally liberal. Fox News is totally conservative. It's so fucking obvious. But either way. So Fox News said that these sources told them that the church covers up misdeeds of prominent members. Of course they do. Because they have money. That's what it all comes down to. That's why I just mentioned Roger Goodell. Everything in this country is about fucking money. All you have to do is follow the money. That's why they love having all these celebrities connected to the church. Do you realize how much money these motherfuckers give to that fucking cult? And listen, I'm not even a huge Leah Remini, is that her last name, fan? Because I can't stand the fuckface she works with. Dipshit that was on King of Queens and then whatever that show is now. Kevin James, I can't stand that fucking turd. I'm sorry. Fucking giant butterball of fucking dog shit. Is he really that funny? Fucking Paul Blart. Oh, go fuck off. I know. I'm kind of in that F-bomb rage today. I apologize. Excuse me for a second. Much better. Anyway, that show she had was on A&E. I think it might still be on there. I'm not for sure. Excuse me. Where she, she exposed them for what they really are. And some of the people on there, I cannot believe the shit that they went through. I cannot believe that they would stay with the church. And I think I mentioned this before about the one guy that he basically got slapped, bitch slapped, by the president and came back the next day. What the fuck? Like, and it's just a brainwashing fucking cult that I can't. It really does. Like I said earlier, it really shows you how stupid these fucking celebrities are to believe that shit. But this, if you're a person that's kind of wishy-washy and you don't know what to believe when it comes to Scientology, follow the fucking money. And you know that that's true. They knew that he did this shit or was accused of it, and then they're going to act like it never fucking happened. All of them. They do it for him. Tom Cruise, if he ever fucked up, you don't think they have the power to cover shit up? And I'm not saying Tom Cruise has done anything other than being a stupid fucking lunatic. Seriously. He is a lunatic. I'm not saying he's done anything that's heinous, but who knows? Don't fool yourself, though. Don't think that they don't have the power to cover up shit if they want to cover it up. They knew about that. They knew. They know everything that these motherfuckers do. There's probably a ton of shit that we don't know has happened. Fucking money controls everything. We know that. But fuck him for being a fucking rapist, and fuck Scientology for acting like it never fucking happened. That is a crock of shit. Yeah, so both of them get ass maggots. of the week. It's a double award because they both deserve it. And speaking of Hollywood, let's just transition into Hollywood. Jurassic World, the trailer, Fallen Kingdom, I have to mention it. I like the Jurassic World movies. I love dinosaurs. I love watching them. I think they're awesome. I even like the I love the original that came out in '93, the sequel. Now that I watch it again, it is pretty bad. It's fucking awful. And the third one is even bad too. But you know what? The third one might actually be better than the second one. Now that I've kind of rewatched both of them a couple times. And I like the last one that came out. Jurassic World. That came out in 2015. I'm not saying it was an amazing movie, but it was still fun. It had the cheesy points or spots, various spots in the movie, like the part where the redheaded chick, what's his name's girlfriend, stomps her feet, rolls up her sleeves because she's going to get dirty and get into all the action, really. Anyway, this trailer, and it shows them like this volcano exploding, and they're all running towards the cliff, and they jump over the cliff and into the water, The whole thing of them going back, supposedly they're going back to this island to get the one raptor that lived from the first, the last movie, 2015, one of the raptors that Chris Pratt trained. Come on. No raptor is gonna look at a human, hey, I'm your pet, come over and pet me. And my cousin brought up a good point too yesterday. The original raptors, you can look them up, they're nothing like those fucking things that we see in the movie. They're raptors. They're like part bird, right? They have wings. Seriously, look them up. But it's Hollywood. We got to make them look cool for the screen. But if you're basing a movie on going back to save this raptor, and there's a little scene in there where is it Blue is his name? And when he said that, every time he says Blue, I think of Old School. You're my boy, Blue. The old guy that's surrounded, that dies at the mud wrestling with the naked women. That's what I think of when he says, Blue, come on, he's not your fucking pet. He's gonna fucking eat him. And then the scene they show, they got them stupid balls back where they're in the ball. I hated those things in the last movie. I did. The fucking ball. And the kids roll in it. And somehow get out of there and don't get smashed by a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Anyway. But once again, same scene over and over. Here comes a dinosaur. It's going to eat them. And here comes the Tyrannosaurus Rex and fucking kills it. Rah! We've seen that in almost every fucking movie. And I love the T-Rex, don't get me wrong. I think he's the coolest dinosaur that they have in those movies. But this is the best you could come up with. It's almost like Lost World in the original trilogy. Because in this one it shows the troops. It looks like, a couple trucks with military personnel. Just like the Lost World, where it's got that fucking guy that wants to hunt a T-Rex. I mean, come on. This shit's so fucking crazy. I get it. It's fantasy. You're supposed to escape with these movies. Alright? They're not supposed to be super realistic. I get that. But come on. No fucking dinosaur is going to be a pet to any human. Seriously. And of course, we know 1 week, right? Or is it like 6 days? 5 days, I don't know. The Last Jedi. Gonna wait in line to see that one? Probably. Some people will. I'm looking forward to it, but as usual, I'll wait till it goes through the theaters and all that shit. Hopefully it's good. I really do. I did like The Force Awakens. I do think these movies, they're good. Fuck the prequels, which were I've already been down that road. I don't even want to fucking talk about it. It just feels like The Force Awakens is like the original Star Wars. And then, The Empire Strikes Back. This kind of looks like The Last Jedi because she's going to get trained by Luke. And then The Empire Strikes Back. Luke goes to Yoda. And I know I'm sounding like a gigantic fucking nerd, but I did grow up on those movies. So, they do kind of have a special place in my heart. I don't hate all of Hollywood. I don't. There's a lot of good shit in Hollywood. But it's too much of the bad shit that we see all the time. Too much of it. They're just not original. They need to get some new blood in there. Yeah, get rid of all the fucking rapists and molesters. That'd be a start. And right now, as you know, we're getting all the Oscar movies. Like in late November and then in December. This is when all the movies that are supposed to be nominated for Oscars, this is when they come out. And I just want to remind everybody, just because the critics like it doesn't mean we should give a shit. Case in point, I'm going back to my decade, the 80s. Beverly Hills Cop got destroyed by critics. Oh, this is stupid. This cop comes in and he does all this stuff and nobody stops him. We didn't give a fuck. You know why? Because we love that movie. We loved Eddie Murphy. We liked hearing him talking shit, making fun of people, and then you throw in a little cocaine, and the two cops helping Eddie Murphy go to the house and shoot the drug lord. We love that shit. Because the critics loved Chariots of Fire. Chariots of Fire. Dun, 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 dun. Literally 2 hours and 15 minutes of fucking people that nobody gives two shits about running around by the ocean along the shoreline. Now, they're the kind of movies I can't fucking stand. Don't get me wrong. There have been movies that have won Oscars that are really good. Marissa Tomei, she won an Oscar for Goodfellas. Holy shit. My Cousin Vinny. Joe Pesci's in that. That's why I said Goodfellas. And I thought to myself, and of course, the old grumpy, grubbly fuckers. Oh, Marissa Tomei won the Oscar for that role. Yeah, because we like her. She was funny. Comedy. We like that. We don't like watching fucking people we don't care about talk for 4 hours like Gandhi. That literally one of the most boring fucking movies I've ever seen. I lasted 15 minutes. It's like, what? I'm not ripping on the guy himself. Okay, peaceful dude. I get it. Kind of worshipped by millions of people. It's a boring fucking movie. See, we like movies about psychopaths because they end up getting killed. It's like movies with Hitler. Why do we watch? Because we want to watch him get fucking slaughtered. We do. Evil fuckers. That's funner to watch. But every time, this time of year, a lot of these movies, it's all about the story and this certain director. He brings out emotions that you don't normally get with certain movies. You know what I mean? And it's just like, shut the fuck up. Okay? Alright? Fuck, I'd rather watch King Kong Skull Lion, and that movie sucked. It really did. But you know what? It was fun to watch King Kong rip shit apart. Maybe I'm just simple-minded. That could be too. I'm a simpleton. The last thing I want to talk about as far as Hollywood, Shameless, the TV show. The Buckster told me about it. He said you should watch that. It's been on Showtime for 6-7 years now. Finally decided I'll sit down and watch it. That really is a good fucking show. Their dad's a fucking drug addict, never around. Takes place in Chicago. That's kind of cool. Living in Iowa, I can kind of relate to that. Lower income family. It's, it is a great show. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's funny, and it's like a modern show. You know, it's more realistic. It's more realistic about white people that I know. Okay, I'm not talking Lifetime, Movie Network. I love those movies. I love the cheese factor. Always have. But it's nice to see a show that kind of represents realistic families that are living right now. So, and it's got some dramatic moments in it too that you can relate to. It's a great show. You know, it covers everything. You know, the lower income, drugs, death, not having a father and mother around, and the daughter raises all the kids. One kid's gay, and then the neighbors, they're interracial couple. It's just a realistic show about real shit, and it's funny. I'm glad that I finally decided to watch it. You should too. Thank you, Buck. Good job out of you. And now, music time. Oh, my little sound effects. Do you like how I set that up? You're like, gee, how fucking old are you? Really? Because you get to push a new button? Yeah, I told you. I'm a fucking simpleton. It's the little shit. Oh my god. Look, a new sound effect. A new button. They'll love it. The 13 people who are listening will fucking love it. You know it. Right, Penelope? So I had my second annual Scummies a couple weeks ago, and I just kind of wanted to touch on a few points because it's getting near the end of the year, and I'll do a couple more award shows. I just had to do the Scummies because, you know, Loudwire had their awards, and just some of that fucking shit I seen on there is like, oh my god, really? Come on, kids, you listen to this shit? You think this is fucking good music? And I love Loudwire. You know, they talk about metal and some punk that I like, some. But they talk about my music. They represent the music that I love, and I thought the award show could have been a lot better. But the Bomb Pops, I want to talk about them. I gave them Album of the Year, and of course, shocker, fucking Bomb Pops. Are you fucking serious? Okay, bitch, go ahead and put on your skirt, means you want to kiss their ass. Okay, motherfucker, listen. The two ladies in the band, they sing good, they write good songs. Are they simple? Yes, and I love simple. And every fucking song on the album is good. Fear of Missing Out, it's a great album. Trust me. Even if you're a dude, you can get into this music. They're great songs. I haven't stopped listening. Came out in February. I haven't stopped listening to the album. Power Trip. I gave them Headbanger Riff of the Year. Off of the Executioner's Tax. Off of the album Nightmare Logic. This band is so fucking refreshing. They do feel like an 80s band. They're like in the wrong era right now. Fucking love that band. I do. I love the vocals. I love the guitars. It's raw. It's rough. And it's perfect, man. Fucking Power Trip. Thank you. And definitely. And I'm not ripping on vegans and straight edge people. I'm not. It's not my thing. Free country. You do what you want. But it's nice to have a band that's old school, right? You go to the concert. You drink some fucking beer, right? You party. You know what? Maybe you meet a chick at the party. Maybe she's wearing the t-shirt of a band that you like. Wow. Oh, cool. There's chicks out there that actually listening to good fucking music. I just love that band. Can't wait to hear what their next album will sound like. Had to mention that Pustulus and Ballsack got Shredders of the Year. The Blood of Gods. They got the Lifetime Achievement Award too. Talking about gore, they deserve it. Of course, everybody knows about the news with Mike Dirks, Ballsack, and he's got cancer and he's only got so much time to live. Please, please, get the operation done. Can't lose that guy. He's been around for going on 3 decades. We gotta have him. I mean, we lost Corey Smoot. We lost Odorous, a.k.a. Dave Brocky. This band's been through enough shit. Blothar sounds great on the new album. I love his voice. I think he sounds great. He doesn't try to be Odorous. And that's what's good. He's his own singer. So you gotta respect him for that. I gave the Lillingtons Comeback Album of the Year. And it's entitled Stella Sapiente. I wasn't even a huge Lillingtons fan. This is the first album they've had in 12 years. Wow. Just blown away. They were kind of a Ramones type punk band. This is a completely different album. It's not the Ramones. There's guitar solos, outer space, conspiracy theories. You know, it's like you're watching episodes of The Twilight Zone. It's really different, and it's really fucking good. Check it out. Pallbearer, new band I discovered. Heartless. Holy shit. They call it doom metal. That's fine. I just call it good metal. Really, it's different than what I usually listen to, and especially when it comes to newer bands. You know, I talked about Power Trip, but there's not a lot of newer bands that I get into. Pallbearer, really like them. Really different for me. It's good for me. Kind of, you know, opens my ears up to new stuff. And 88 Fingers Louie, thanks for being a friend. Surprised the shit out of me. Another band. They had a song, I'd listen to it. New album, really good. Very good. Authority Zero, new album. Had to mention them. And back to gore, though. I said it before, The Blood of Gods. I'm not saying it's their best album, but to lose the guy that's been the glue of the band for over 3 decades, and I'm talking about Dave Brocky, and to have Michael Bishop, the old beefcake, come in, take over vocals, Blothar, I think it's a great album. I do. Not their best. Okay, because, okay, fanboy, you're going to fucking love everything they put out. No, I don't. But it's still a really good album. And there you go. That, another Scum report in the books. There you go. Now you can enjoy the rest of your weekend. You know, and I said it yesterday, Steel Panther, my number 3 album of all time. Pop that in tonight or later today. That's the album you should be drinking to. And then, of course, come back here on Monday. I'll take care of that hangover for you. All right. Take it easy. And if it's easy, take it twice. I'm out.